everyone, it's Julia. Today I thought I would show you how I make my little scarves that accessorize my sweatshirts. I start with the tab. This tab measures about 2 inches across and 3 inches high, and I'm just cutting up 2 pieces from one of the prints that I'll be using for my scarf, turning them right sides together, and we'll be stitching about a 1/4 inch seam on this tab on 3 sides. Clipping some edges now, I'm clipping my seams, and I'll be turning this just by kind of getting my fingers in there and turning or rolling the seam out and using this little pokey tool. I'll be ironing that flat. And setting it off to the side. These are the prints that I'll be using. I start with my cuff, and I'm going to be just clipping that seam away. The width of the cuff is going to determine the width of my scarf. I have 2 cuffs here from the black sweatshirt and 1 from the red sweatshirt, and I'll be using all 3 of these in this scarf. And 4 of the cotton prints. The cotton prints are cut approximately 6 inches in length, and the cuff is about 4 inches in length. And now I'm going to be cutting the width so that they're all matching that cuff width. I'm just kind of laying these now how I want the scarf to look, grouping them so that not all the blacks are together and not all the reds are together. I'm kind of having a love-hate relationship right now with my south-facing window in my sewing room, so excuse me about that. I'm sorry about the glare. Just making a stack now. And we'll be heading over to my sewing machine. I'm taking about a 1/4 inch seam allowance on these. I do like to go in reverse at the front end of this and at the bottom of this, just to make sure that the seams are locked. Now I have a long strip, and the strip is about 34 inches at this point. I want to make sure all those seams are facing the same direction. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just getting those seams pressed flat and in the same direction. Folding it so right sides are together and lining up those seams. And I'll be taking just this long seam about a 1/4 inch, half an inch in. Now back to turning. Again, I'm just kind of getting my fingers in there and pulling. Almost have it here. I want to lay that back seam so that it's in the back of the scarf, and I'm pressing that flat. This is such an easy project. I think the next step is the one that's a little bit of the trickiest, and even this is really simple. I'm lining up that back seam, and I'm placing a pin about 1 inch away from the back seam. That's where I'm going to start my stitching. Over to the sewing machine, starting about 1 inch away from that seam, I'm lining up the bottom and the top. I can sew a couple inches. I'm going the reverse here. I can sew a couple inches, and then I have to dig that bottom piece underneath to make sure it's flat and line the top piece up. Again, stopping, getting that bottom piece, and laying that top piece nice and flat. Stitching about 1/4 of an inch away, I just have my pressure foot lined up on the edge. I can go almost to about 1 inch from the other side of the seam. I'm done now, so I'm taking that back stitch. And so I'll have approximately a 2-inch hole. You can kind of see it here, and you'll see it a little bit better in the next step here. There, you can see it a little bit better. I have this hole, so I'm folding that in. Just kind of hiding that. Taking that tab and sandwiching that in between. And I'll be stitching really close to the edge, catching it all. Found a little button from my stash, and that's the final little step on this. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. What a quick little project. But it looks so nice on a sweatshirt and just kind of adds a fun little touch. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.